Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a really fun Knife Friday. You know, it's not often that I take advice from Skip de Sheau. He is quite the character, but he had a really great idea for Fun Knife Friday, and he challenged us in the last one to go to a pawn shop and see if you can find a really good Fun Knife Friday knife. And I think I've done just that. In fact, I might have just hit it out of the park on this one. In fact, Skip, you better go get Tobias because I think Tobias, if anybody, knows more about this knife than I do. I've never heard of this knife before. So, anyways, this is it. I was in a pawn shop and I saw this little Stockman that was there, and I was like, wow, I've never seen that shield before. And look at that. Look at the hammer forgings on that. That's like, you know, those old hickory knives. And, Rough Rider did a heavy forge series and stuff. But I hadn't seen that on a knife of this type. And the listing on it was an Imperial. But I was like, that's not really an Imperial shield, is it? But then when you look at the tank stamp, what you get here is an Imperial USA from Providence, Rhode Island. And you get your blades that look like this. And this actually has really good blades. It came sharp out of the shop, so it wasn't bad. Uh, Beautiful patina on these. Really nice and grayed out with some dark spots and stuff. But what I found out is that I have a Hammer brand knife, and this is the HB4 Explorer. There was a whole line of these Hammer brand, and it's really hard to see here, but what you're looking at in the shield is an arm swinging a hammer, but it's like as if the perspective is here's the guy's armpit, and he's got the hammer back and he's swinging towards you. But it is really very interesting for so many reasons. Uh, of course, this was made in the USA, and according to the stamp on here, this was made in the 70s. And I found out that this Hammer brand was an old brand that Imperial had bought the rights to have, similar to how Smoky Mountain has the rights to the Queen name. And so they started making these knives in the early 70s. The estimates are around 73 or 74. High carbon steel blades. And one of the things that's cool about it is that these covers are shell covers. And if you look, here's the little indent where the shells go in. So these are a shell cover knife. There's still some, they had tape on this in the case. I haven't really cleaned up this knife. I was so excited to, get this out. And so you can see where the little tabs are for the shells on there. But really good shape for a knife from the 70s. You can see that there's, no gapping issue with the back springs, which is actually really good for a knife of this vintage. We're looking at something that, is close to 40 years old, or is it 50 years old now? Gosh, I don't know. I can't do the math. I'm just rambling in my head. But anyways, you get this really nice clip point blade. You're looking at a 3-inch blade. It's a 4-inch handle, so this is a large size Stockman. Look at how nice and thick these blades are. I mean, they're really, when you look at it, they're pretty nice and chunky. I think they have to do that for the forging stuff. But let's take a look at our other blades. Now, the pull on these, I'd say probably about a 7 or an 8 for the clip and the spay. But I just thought this was so unique. Such a different kind of a knife than what we usually get. Here is the spay blade. And like I said, this is perfectly good to go back to work. This is a hidden treasure that was just sitting there in a pawn shop needing to be rescued. Now, the blades, they said, were feather ground. I found an old brochure online that talked about the Hammer brand. There was a whole line of these knives. In the shell handles, they described this material as ebonnaire, which I'm sure is a play on the word debonair and ebony for the color. But definitely a very cool little knife. Little ringed bolsters on it. This is somebody's work knife that it didn't get worked too hard, but it was used, well cared for and well loved. This is the kind of stuff that makes me happy. I'm sure Tobias, you're probably happy with me finding this. And knife detector is another one that I think, I don't know if he's seen such. The pull on the clip blade, I'd say, is probably about a 4 or 5. It was probably the most used blade on all of the blades on here. But just a really sweet knife. Not too bad. But like I said, this secondary blades, this guy here especially has got a really strong spring. This one here is almost like brand new. And the spay also is really strong springs on these. But the clip point has been used the most. Like most of my knives that have multiple blades, I tend to use the large clip on those as the main blade that I use on here. But yeah, the Imperial used that Hammer brand logo for a few years in the early 70s. And, like I said, this was made in either 1973 or 1974. And just really cool. I really think that this is the kind of fun knife that, I don't know, this makes me happy. It definitely puts a smile on my face. So this is going to be one of my new favorite old users that I have. I'm definitely going to carry this guy. He's got a nice long life left. It's one of those knives that you're like, you wish that you knew the stories that went with it. And where it was bought, where it was used, how it ended up in that pawn shop. Just kind of neat stuff when you think about the personal history of these knives. But it's also cool that something like this is still around, still able to be used, and still will be used and maintained and cared for. Like I said, I need to clean it up a little bit more. I wanted to get the video out, but yeah, what do you think, Skip? Did I do okay? I think I did. And like I said, let Tobias know so he watches this episode, because I want to see if he knows anything. Stuart Harvey, if you have anything to say about it, please chime in. I think I found about as much on this one as I can, but it's certainly a knife I hadn't seen before, something I didn't know that Imperial did. I mean, I know about the Schrade, I know about the old timers and, the Uncle Henrys, but I did not know about the Hammer brand. And this is something that I'm guessing was not an expensive knife back in the day. And it was something that obviously wasn't on my radar, because in 73 and 74, I was in elementary school. So what do I know? I was just a kid running around in tough skins and a Keep On Truckin' t-shirt. How was I going to know about something like Hammer brand knives? I don't think I ever saw one like this, but I really do think it's kind of a cool knife. Not that I'm really a super big fan of knives with the hammer forgings on it like this. I was kind of interested when Rough Rider did their series on it. I was tempted to get one of those. And then, other Rough Riders have caught my eye over the years, so I never picked one up. But yeah, the old hickory ones are the same way, that they kind of look like they're forged or have the same kind of forging marks as these. And I don't know who did this kind of marking first. I have no idea. But this has just been a fun knife for Fun Knife Friday. How's that? Little historical action. All right, well, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is the kind of stuff that, like my friend Tom at Knife Delights says, this knife is delightful to me, and I really hope that you enjoy it also, Tom. I know that you like these old knives too. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Get on with your Fun Knife Friday. Enjoy all the stuff. Kind of fun doing a tag within a tag. This is getting, kind of in kind of some meta territory on this, but hey, it's all for fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.